Time for some real talk. While in the middle of sex, has your penis ever been like kinda hard? Like not fully hard, but not fully soft, just hanging out in that semi-squishy middle zone? Maybe you were sitting there thinking to yourself, what do I even do with this? What does this mean about me? So you start rubbing it harder, furiously, hoping that it's gonna spring back to life. You change angles, you speed things up, and then, you catch a look at her face. And suddenly your brain goes into panic, abort mission, hide, apologize. We're gonna talk about that moment today. Because what if I told you that the awkward in-between penis is not actually a problem? It's actually one of the most underrated pleasure tools that you have. You just haven't been shown how to use it yet. First things first, we've got to normalize the middle ground. Because here's the thing, penises have range. They're not binary. They're not just rock hard or totally limp. There are gradients, phases, fluctuations. And honestly, that in-between state often gets ignored. I know that no one ever taught you this. Most of us grew up watching porn where erections could literally hammer nails. And none of that ever included a note on, hey, by the way, this is what you do when yours feels less like a hammer and more like a question mark. But you know, one thing about erections is that they fluctuate, and that fluctuation is completely normal. So today I'm going to tell you 3 things of many that you can do with a soft penis. Number 1, hands and lube. So let's start simple. Most guys grew up being taught, either directly or indirectly, that hardness is the only goal. Like if you are not rock hard, you are failing. But here's the thing, and this is super important. You actually don't need to be fully hard to enjoy being touched. And honestly, for a lot of men, it feels better when you're not. Softer, semi-soft, somewhere in that in-between space is still totally a valid place to experience pleasure. So let's break this down. All you really need here is your hands and some lube. That's it. Instead of gripping furiously, use an open palm. Think massage, not joystick. Let your hand relax and spread out rather than tightening around yourself. Move slowly with broad gliding motions, the way that you would if you were giving a massage. And if you're with a partner, you can even take her hand and gently glide her hand through the same motion. There's something really beautiful about being touched in this softer state. The skin is more pliable. The tissue responds differently. The nerve endings are closer to the surface. Subtler sensations land differently. Your partner may feel a little unsure at first, but that's why you've got to set the tone. Seeing a man who's confident and knows how he likes to be touched is actually really sexy, and that confidence will change how she shows up for you. Remember, you're not trying to make anything happen. That's the key difference here. You're just allowing sensation to arrive. And please, do not be shy with lube. This isn't the moment to ration. Your glide matters more than you think. Number 2, grinding and outercourse. This one is intimate, underrated, and can be sexy AF. This is what we call outercourse. It's sex that's built around contact, friction, and connection, not penetration or performance. We're not chasing orgasm here. And ironically, that is exactly what brings erections back online. So what does this look like? Maybe she's on top, straddling you. Your penis is soft-ish, but still warm, still present, and still part of the moment. You guide her hips as she starts grinding. Her clit moves along your shaft and your head. You're breathing, you're moving together, and there's no pressure to get hard. You're just staying connected through motion and sensation. Or maybe you're spooning. Your penis is pressed in between her thighs while you rock slowly together in a gentle grinding rhythm. There's warmth and friction and closeness. You're not waiting for something to happen. You're letting what's already happening be enough. You can even say something simple like, let's stay here. I really like feeling you right here. Now let me tell you, a lot of women will love this. Grinding gives them control and rhythm and consistent stimulation while keeping you both in the same sensual loop. There's no rush or demand, just shared movement and presence, which is often as arousing or more than a perfect erection. If you've been hearing about things like TRT and peptides and semaglutide and PT141 and this whole menagerie of acronyms, you might be curious but reluctant to start experimenting on your own body just based on Reddit advice and what you're hearing at the gym. You need medical guidance. And that is why I recommend Merrick Health. They start with comprehensive blood work, far beyond what any doctor I've ever seen would be willing to run. I'm talking about testosterone, estradiol, sex hormone binding globulin, thyroid, insulin sensitivity, inflammation markers, nutrient status, like the full picture. Then, if it makes sense, they work with you to build a medically supervised plan around therapies like TRT, which helps to restore testosterone to optimal levels, thus improving energy, strength, mood, libido, and cognitive focus. CJ1295, a peptide that supports your body's natural growth hormone production, which can improve recovery, sleep quality, and lean muscle development. PT141, which works at the neurological level to support desire, not about blood flow, about actually turning the switch on in your brain. They even offer compounded options like Olympus Peak Max Troche, which combines PT141, oxytocin, and tadalafil, you might recognize that, addressing libido, connection, and performance all in one simple protocol. Or on the metabolic side, if fat loss feels impossible, then therapies like semaglutide or tirzepatide can dramatically improve appetite regulation and insulin sensitivity, making sustainable body composition changes actually achievable. And something else that I appreciate is they don't just treat men. I have been working with them for the last 90 days, and I can say that my health and energy levels have never been better. They offer lots of options for women, including PT141 and hormone optimization, which often becomes a powerful conversation for couples around energy and mood and intimacy. These tools are powerful, and because of that, they need to be used intelligently. You do not guess your way into body optimization. You test, you interpret, you get professional advice, you personalize. So if you are curious about peptides, TRT, metabolic therapies, just to see what's available for you, do it the right way. Get real data, work with real clinicians, and optimize safely. Check out Merrick Health at merrickhealth.com and use code CaitlinV for a special discount. And number 3, remember, toys and fingers still count. You don't have to do everything alone. So many men silently think, if I'm not hard, I'm not desirable. And that belief, it's not just wrong, it's limiting. If she wants fullness or depth, remember, you have options. Use your hand. Use a toy that she loves. Lean into the tools that you already have and explore them together. And no, remember that the toy does not compete with you. It doesn't have your body, your voice, your eye contact, your presence. You're still the one in control, the one who's watching her reactions and adjusting, guiding, and staying connected. And before we conclude, I want to really let this land, because understanding this will change your entire mindset around being soft, which will also make it a lot easier to get hard. When you're soft or semi-hard, your instinct may be to pull away and wait until you're ready. And that makes sense. But that reaction is actually what keeps this pressure loop open. Staying open to touch while you're soft keeps you connected. It can be as simple as slowing down, staying present with what you feel, and letting that warmth and tenderness be enough. The moment that you start going into fix-it mode, problem-solving mode, and stress, you're working against your body's natural ability to get hard. But when you stop trying to produce something, your nervous system can relax, and relaxation is what allows arousal to return naturally. Soft doesn't mean being stalled. It means that your body is still listening. And for that, you have to stay present. A lot of men have been taught that if their penis isn't hard, sex is over. Something has gone wrong. And the second that that belief kicks in, they disappear mentally and emotionally, which is how connection breaks. Softness isn't the issue. How you respond to it is. So don't try to fix it, apologize for it, or explain it away. Your job is to stay calm, grounded, and present in your body. And yeah, she might need a little reassurance in that moment, not because you failed, but because many women have been conditioned to assume that softness means disinterest, or that you're not attracted to her, or rejection. But reassurance doesn't require a speech. It's just confidently communicating that you're still here, you're still enjoying her. This has nothing to do with her. Something as simple as, I still want you. Let's just stay like this. The truth is, a soft penis can still feel pleasure and give pleasure. It's still sensitive, and it's still part of the moment. And when you don't treat it like a problem, it stops being one. What keeps intimacy alive isn't constant hardness. It's your ability to stay steady when things don't look like how you expect them to. Presence creates safety. Safety keeps desire alive. And that's how you get remembered. That's how you're the best lover ever. Not by how hard you were, but by how present you stayed and when you weren't. Thinking back on it, I don't know that I've ever heard one of my girlfriends say, you would not believe how hard he was, or like anything about a man being hard as an indicator that sex was good. And if what you're really craving is a deeper, big picture understanding of not just erections, but sex and confidence and how your body and mind work together, my book, Harder, Better, Longer, Stronger, goes even further into all of this in a way that most men were never taught. I've linked to both below so that you can explore what feels right for you. But before we end this video, remember remember this. Presence will always matter more than performance. If that was helpful, make sure you're subscribed. I'm Caitlin V. I'll see you here next time. Oh, and if you already have the book, please leave me a review. Thanks. Bye.